very pleased to be interviewing Angelina Lee of AHL Consulting, Inc. Angelina, can you tell us a little bit about your background, how you got to where you are today?
Sure. I was a sociologist by training. Went to University of Chicago and had a PhD in sociology with with emphasis on social change and demography. And of course, having been trained as a sociologist, my goal was to become a teacher, professor at a college level. Well, without giving away my age, I guess, that was in the early 80s, and it was, I guess I'm giving it away. But it was very difficult to find a teaching job, and it is right now too, I'm sure. There were a lot of people looking for teaching jobs, and so, and my husband at that time was moving to Atlanta, so I was looking for teaching jobs in Atlanta, and there were not too many opportunities, so I ended up looking for jobs in the private sector, and interviewed at Cox, and they offered me a job right there. And so that's how I got started in the cable industry. And worked for them for 18 years. And then again, my husband took another job, and we moved to Omaha, Nebraska. And as I tell people, it's either getting a divorce or move to Omaha, which I chose the latter. And so we went to Omaha, and Cox was very gracious and allowed me to telecommute. That was back in 1991, so you can imagine that was a very new thing, or it was not quite on the horizon. And I telecommuted for 9 years for Cox. My boss was in Atlanta, my staff was in Atlanta, and it was difficult in terms of having to travel all the time. I would go into Atlanta maybe every other week for a couple of days of the week, and then the remaining weeks would be the other weeks we would be going to the systems or going to New York for meetings or whatever. And until one day, my son, we have two boys, and one of them said, "Mom, I think I dreamed that you were an alien." So I thought, oh, wow, I better quit traveling. So I started my own consulting company. And Cox is, again, very gracious, and we still do a lot of work for them. And so that's how I got there.